Hello, welcome back to Following the Dopamine with Tasha. So today we are doing video number 2 of our survival base. We're building the groundwork. We're doing the groundwork, y'all. We are, and we're using some polystyrene foam and a sad little glue gun that can't really keep up. It is what it is. Someday I'll buy a new one. Anyway, so I had this idea. Okay, that I wanted my survival base to be like on a hill overlooking the water, you know. And we don't really have oceans in Montana, so I'm going to pretend like maybe it's a lake with cliffs. And then we're going to have like some water and like some docks that like are in the water, and then the main reason I wanted to do water was because I really just want to build a boat, guys. I don't know why, but I do. I want to build a boat. And so that was my inspiration. So here we are. We're making a rock face out of some polystyrene and a really sharp razor knife. And while I really do like the look of the foam, I mean, it looks good. It doesn't look bad. But it's really messy and it's a lot of work. And honestly, it doesn't have quite enough texture for me. I really like texture. Texture is great. And so all these other YouTubers, why do I sound like Arnold when I say YouTubers? Anyways, I've seen them. They've used bark, and I've always wanted to try it. Always. And finally, I remembered. Sorry, guys, I'm sick. I have an awful head cold, and nothing's working right. Okay, anyways, what I was saying was I see a lot of other YouTubers using bark to create these really cool functional rock faces and like all the texture. Like, why didn't I think of that? And then, then I thought of it. So here we are. We're using bark. And you know what? I'll have you know, all that bark, yeah, it's organic. Okay, well, all bark is organic. What I mean to say is that we just recently went and got firewood. So I have a lot of bark. We still cut our own trees down to burn. Legally, because we have a permit. We live in Montana, y'all. Okay, that's just what we do. Anyways, wow. Bark looks great. Now we're moving on. And I know the bucket says plaster of Paris, but it's actually sculpt mold. Just happened to be the only empty bucket I had. Okay, don't judge me. So, sculpt mold, a little bit of water, throw it on there, try to create like some hills and walkways where I need them, while still remembering that I need to have a flat top for the shelter. And yeah, so and then I put entirely too much on so that I had to go back and scrape a bunch out because I couldn't even see my damn rocks. So yeah, I had to scrape a bunch out, and then I got it to where I liked it. And yeah, now we're going to set that aside and let it dry. And we're going to come back and we're going to build our docks. 2 docks. We're going to have 2 levels of docking going on. Okay, that's how legit the docking situation is going to be. Okay, so I'm just building the bases out of this soft balsa wood, and then I'm taking these sheets and I'm using a wire brushy thingy to create a bunch of texture, and then I'm using a needle thingy to create even more texture, and then I'm going to cut them to an approximate, that's a word. We're going to call it the teeny tiny scale, remember, because I don't do scales. And then we're just going to glue it all together with some hot glue, because I'm impatient. And plus, you won't see all that. You won't see it underneath. I'll use the tacky stuff for the top, don't worry. Oh yeah, and I'm adding some more characteriness to this wood by cutting on it. See? Look at it. It looks charactery. Yep. See? Tacky glue. Yep. And then we're going to slap those suckers on there. Yep. And then we're going to make a complete mess because we have glue all over our hands. Good Lord. It's kind of sad to watch, really. Just clean your hands. Oh, yeah. Right? Okay. Whatever. You get the point. Looks nice. Fantastic. Let it dry. Quit touching it. Now, the most important thing of all, we're going to make the boat. I don't know why I want to make a boat so bad, but I do. So I've got this epic foam cutter. I'm taking this polystyrene foam and I'm cutting it in super thin sheets because I want to be able to like bend it. And if you're going to bend polystyrene, you got to make it super thin. So now I'm creating my template, whatever, you know what I mean. I'm creating my template from a boat, and then I'm going to cut it out. See? Cutting it. And I did kind of put my little dude in there, make sure like it was kind of sized appropriately. Like I said, I don't do scales, only because I'm lazy, and that just takes more measuring, and I don't want to. So sand it a little bit, get those sides nice, and then we're going to bevel. We're going to bevel the edges with the razor blade, just very slightly. You don't want to over bevel. I really don't even know if that's what that means, but I have been using that word that way, so we're going to continue beveling the boat. Now we're going to cut the sides. And this is the most important step, guys. It's called the squishy finger technique. You have to squish it with your fingers. Squish the whole thing. Squish it. Don't leave any part unsquished. Because if you want your foam to bend without breaking, you need to have it squishied first. I don't know why it works, guys. Just trust me, it works. Okay? So we're gluing that side on. And see that nice curve, that nice bend? Yeah. Squishy finger technique. It's how it's got to be done. So then we shaved a little bit because got to make it perfect, right? So then we got one side on, yeah. And now we don't worry, I squishy fingered that one as well. We're gonna put that one on, wrap it around, hot glue. Look, if I used tacky glue, we would still be sitting here waiting for that crap to drop. So I had to go with the hot glue. All right. Now look at that. It's looking like a proper boat, y'all. We just got to shave a little bit on the bottom. I mean, we got to cut some of that foam off. And, yep. And then we're going to put the back on. Look at that. And I squishied that too, even though I didn't really need it to bend. I just like to squishy stuff. It's kind of satisfying. Now we're going to sand it. We're going to sand it smooth and great and smooth. Looks good. Now we got to add some texture, yo. Got to add... Oh, we're not done sanding. Nope, not done sanding yet. Now we're going to add some texture. I want it to look like wood. And so I'm just taking one of them, number 2 pencils that the schools insist on. I don't know what it's called. Like Tycogen. It starts with a T, right? You got to buy so many pencils. It's got to be that brand too. Well, apparently it's really good for texturing foam as well. Just so you're aware. So I'm just scratching it, making it look like wood. Look, see, it turns out pretty good. Now we're going to add the, I don't know what that's called. We're going to call it the, bow? No. What's the bow of the boat? Oh my god, this is sad. Sorry, moving on. Spackling compound. Nailed it. Alright, we're using some spackling compound to fill in the cracks on the boat. And then we're going to let it dry, and we'll come back and sand it. Now we're putting in the seats. Yes, must have seats, and I'm putting 3 seats in there. My dad had a wooden boat. Yeah, he totally did. He built it himself too. I think it only had 2 seats though. It was a cool boat, really cool boat. Us kids broke it, but it was a very cool boat. We used to sit in it and we'd rock. That's probably what broke it, but it was really fun. Anyways, back to the boat. Look at it. It looks fantastic. Yep. Oh, it was so fun to rock in that boat. I'm telling you. We would pretend like the storm was hitting and somebody was going to fall out of the boat. Who else did it? Come on, I know somebody else did that. Okay, moving on. We're going to build little tiny details now. This is like a little wooden box. Like in the video games, they look like little ammo boxes. But I mean, you could put food in them. You could put clothes and ammo. But anyways, so I built a bunch of little tiny things. We're just going to go with that. Tiny little boxes. I did them in different ways because I wanted there to be a variety, right? Oh, now we're building barrels. Oh, and I figure out what this tape is called. It's called duct tape. No, not like duct tape. I'm sorry. It's duct tape. Okay. The duct work? Duct work. right? Okay, so you put the ductwork together, and then you use that tape, which is called duct tape, to fasten it all together. Wow, that was really hard to explain. Now we're moving on. We're building pallets, which these actually are my favorite. They turned out super cute and super broken, which is super perfect for post-apocalypse. Just saying. So, yeah, and you have to do both sides. Like, I mean, I suppose I could have faked it, but I would know. And that's not okay. So, look at that. So cute. Oh my goodness. I love these palettes. Wait for it. I'm going to show you the rest. See? Look at that. Pretty cool. Anyways, so back to the duct tape. We're going to call it ducking tape. Duct tape. Oh, no, that sounds bad too. Okay, moving on. You got to peel off the back. And I like to use it for like random little detail work on things. I sand it before I cut it too, just so the paint tastes better. But so random little detail work on the boxes. And this is supposed to be like a metal box. I don't know why I'm patting it like that. But these are all the ones that I made. See, look at the barrels and the boxes. There's just a nice little variety there, right? And I can't wait to like put this everywhere. But we gotta paint it first. But they're cool. I'm happy. Oh, look at me using tools. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. I'm actually using tools for once. And I'm not getting paint all over my fingers. See, that's how you properly do miniature stuff. You use your tools and you just make it look professional. Totally professional. Not like that. Okay, so we're painting the boat now. Like I said, I primed everything black. Everything black. Just because I have no answer for that. I don't know why. I just did. I see other YouTubers prime things black, so I did too. Okay? I confess. That's why I did it. But it turned out great, and I'm going to do it from now on. Okay? Now we're going to add some dry brushing to my boat, which turned out super cute. I am so happy with that boat. Oh, now we're going to dry brush all the other little crap that I painted black. All the other little stuff. There's a lot of stuff. And the lids I had to paint separate too, which I don't know why I did that. No, I do. Okay. Then, look at that. Looks fantastic. Oh, and the barrels. We did a red one, a yellow one, an orange one, and a blue one. Why didn't I do a green one? What is wrong with me? I don't know why I didn't do a green one. Anyways, we dry brushed everything. Fantastic. That's a dock. Now we're going to do some dirty washing. We're going to add some dirty washing, which honestly really makes the realistic part, makes it pop. That dirty washing stuff going on there. So our barrels, we put the color on, we did the dry brushing, now we're adding the dirty washing, and yes. And now that stuff, what is that stuff? Oh, yes, it's it's bandage. No, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I think I got it out of the trash. Okay, so Mod Podge, stick it in there. Looks like something. What are we doing here? Oh, it's a tackle box. Carved it out of foam. Stuck a wire in it. Called it good. Fantastic. Okay, now I don't know. That's the really thick, heavy wire. And the nice thing about using this thick, heavy wire is actually already like rusted. Yeah. So it's just like an added bonus. So look at me. I'm using glue. I'm using super glue. Look at that. Super glue. And then my favorite thing in the entire world, Insta Spray set stuff. Wow, I put a lot on there. That's me being patient, waiting for it to dry by tapping my fingers. And look at that. It's already dry. It's amazing. I love that stuff. Insta set. Okay, we did number 2. We did the other one. Look at me. Patience. Wait for it. Wait. Yeah. Oh, no. Not ready. Okay, leave it. Patience. Okay. Now look. This is cool. So I learned this from somebody else. They're obviously dry now. But you take some air dry clay and you stick, if you want it to stand up, you can see. It's self-explanatory. You can see what I've done. If I try to put it into words, I'm only going to mess it up. Look at that. It looks great. It works. Does the job right. lots of spray, drowned it in spray. And now we're going to put planking on top. We're going to put some old character-y looking planks on the top of that. I don't even think I told you what this thing is. I guess you'll find out, won't you? So now, okay, I'll explain. I decided to add on to the house just a bit. I want to put these like things. I'm failing. I think this coal has gone to my head. My brain is not working. That's going to be a tripod for a satellite. Okay? Because every post-apocalyptic survival shelter should have a satellite and an antenna and a water tower because they don't have running water. So I'm building all of those things right now. That's what I'm doing. This is part of the antenna, like an old school antenna. Not like the rabbit ears. No, that was the TV. Oh my gosh, that was on a TV. Anyways, old school antenna. That's what we're building. Stop getting distracted. So we're going to lay all those down. And I've learned with super glue, you don't need like a giant squeeze. Look at that. You can just take like a little dab will do you. That's all you need. Just a little tiny bit. And then you lay that sucker down. And then, except for I think I put a little too little on there because when I went to paint it later, a couple pieces fell off. But I edited that out. Don't worry. So now we're gonna glue that portion onto that portion, and it's gonna look like an actual old school antenna. I don't really know if this antenna. I don't even know what it's for. Like, it's obviously not for a TV. Maybe a radio. Probably like a CB radio antenna. Oh, I'm so smart. Now we're going to glue our satellite thingy to our other thingy. I made that satellite, the round part, out of squishy foam. You know, squishy fingered foam. Yeah, I made that out of that. So I used the same technique. I just did it off camera because I wasn't sure if it was going to work and I didn't want to look dumb. Now we're making a ladder. A really long ladder that I later cut up because I decided I didn't like my original idea. Yep. Oh, now we're going to paint the tackle box. It's a tackle box. I don't know if I told you that before. And I made these oars off camera. I don't know why I did. I think I ran out of room on my camera and then I couldn't wait. So now we're going to paint this thing, which I would like to call it I got nothing. It's a thing that's going to sit on. My satellite and also my antenna it's going to sit on. It's called a wow. I haven't even taken any cold medicine today. That's how bad this is. Like, my brain is not functioning. While we're painting it, whatever it is. Whatever. It's going to look great on the thingy that goes on the thingy that goes on the other thingy. Alright? You'll see it when it's done. Congrats. Now, moving on. We're painting our too long ladder that gets cut up into 3 pieces later. Get that painted up. Let it dry. Set it aside. And we're going to put some rust on our tackle box. Notice I used my favorite color on that tackle box. I would paint. That's actually more of a turquoise. Like, what I did to the house was more aqua. This has enough green that I would call it turquoise tackle box with a little rust. Oh, and these are like, I'm going to fail. You know I'm going to fail at naming whatever this thing is. It's a bobber. But not like a fishing pole bobber, but like a net bobber. You know, there's a net attached to it, and you throw it out in the water, and anyways, so we painted that. And now we're doing some dry brushing. And you'll see the bobbers later. They'll make more, like right now. You're going to see some of them right now. So I put a paint job on them. Now I'm taking some sandpaper and kind of sanding it back to make it look like it's old, you know? Make it look like they're well-used bobber thingies that go on a net. And then we're going to dry brush the tackle box. And we're going to dry brush the satellite dish. But I'm sure it's not actually a satellite dish. It just looks like one. I don't know what they use those for something. Radar. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Maybe it's a radar tower. Whatever. Tower. Oh my gosh. Now we're going to paint the other thing that everything else goes on, that goes on top of the shelter. That's what we're doing. Looks good. Make sure to let your dry brushing dry before you do the washing. Okay? Because it wouldn't turn out very good. Okay, now we're moving on. We're putting all the stuff in the boat, guys. It's gonna be amazing. We're putting all the stuff in the boat. That little thing that I stuck down there, that's meant to be the net. It's actually a tack cloth from work that I stole out of the trash because I thought it looked like a net and I knew I needed it. Anyways, so now we've got a tackle box that we're gonna stick in there using some tacky glue. Yep. And then, wait for it. Look, see? There's the bobber things. The floaty things. The floats. Are they floats? Are they bobbers? I don't know. Whatever. Perfect. It looks adorable. I love it. Oh, this is a rope. This is going to be a rope. It's just a piece of green twine. And I don't think it's twine. I actually don't know what it is. It was in my daughter's jewelry making box, and I may have stolen it. But it took paint well. Now we're dry brushing the ladder that I'm going to cut in 3 pieces later. And we're washing it. Yep. Looks good. Now we are fitting our docks. We got to fit our docks in. And so I'm cutting the legs and I'm fitting them in place. Because I don't like to measure. And this just seemed easy. Now my nose is stuffed up again. So I'll be back. Okay, what I missed. Oh, we're painting. I love it. Yes, we are painting lots of different colors. Reason being, I don't know, because I like to paint. And now we're doing some this is actually legit plaster of Paris mixed with a little black paint to make it gray. This is really moving fast. Now we're actually painting our bark to look like rock. See, this is when it all comes together. Now, as I'm painting this gray on there, I like to throw some other earthly tones into it because I want it to be, a little bit random. Now we're going to do some dry brushing. We're going to throw some dry brushing on there. We're going to make it look realistic, make all that texture from the bark pop. I will probably use bark on everything from now on because look how cool that looks. It just looks amazing. Oh, now we're going to place our docks. Yes. Yeah, some of you may have noticed that when I dry fit them, they were raw, and now that we're placing them, just ignore that, okay? All right, so we put some plaster of Paris down. We mixed up a special tiny little batch so that we could just get those stuck in. Now, this is Mod Podge mixed with water, and we're sprinkling real dirt. Real homemade Montana dirt all over it. There's dirt everywhere. Some more dirt. Yep, this is just Mod Podge with a little bit of water. Yep, send it down, sprinkle that dirt on. Oh, and the sprinkly system that I got going on there. It's a cup with pantyhose over it, right? So all the little finer bits of dust come out. Yeah, I learned that from Luke Towan. He's smart. Now, we're doing it down to the bottom there, too, where the water's going to go. And we're using big chunks of dirt to kind of make it look like it's rocky. Yep. We're making a tree now, guys. Yep. I decided that we needed one tree. Just one. Which is really abnormal for me because when I do trees, I usually go way over the top and make way too many trees. So, take this piece of balsa and I drilled a crap ton of holes in it, which took forever. And now I take my wire, and this is that gardening wire, the green stuff, and I bend it in half and I squish the end so it's real small. And then look what happens. You have 2 for the price of 1, which totally comes in handy later. Trust me. But I see a lot of people make their trees and they just have 1 wire sticking out of the hole. So I squish them to make 2. And then, like a Christmas tree, like one of them fake trees, you can maneuver your wires. You move them around, you spread them out, move them around. You just have more wires for stuff to stick to. It's brilliant. And I'd like to say that was my idea, and I think it was, but then again, I don't know. I could have gotten it from somewhere. But it's just brilliant. It's smart. Now I'm throwing some Mod Podge and water on there, and I'm going to do my nylon trick with the dirt, and I'm going to cover it. in that with the glue. And it kind of gives this like bark texture. Bark texture. And so, yeah, turns out great. We'll come back to the tree. We're going to let it dry. We're going to add a little bit more dirt there so that it just kind of blends that dock into place. And then we're going to go back and we're going to add some different size dirt. A little bit more dirt. A little different size dirt. I like to use dirt, guys. Don't know if you noticed that. Now, once it's all dry, and I did like a whole nother layer of Mod Podge and glue over the top. And let it dry. Now I'm painting it. And I'm just painting where the water is going to be because it's funny. But that water, having paint on it, really makes that resin pop. And now we're adding some more. My nose is plugged again. Hang on. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. What I miss? All right, we're adding more. What are we doing? Oh, we're adding some washing. Yes, washing. Now we're moving on. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I got to thinking. My foam boat is going to have to sit in the resin. My foam boat ain't going to take resin. So I decided to plaster it. Plaster of Paris, plaster the bottom of the boat. Then it won't melt when I stick it in the resin, right? I know, brilliant, right? Oh, so we're on the tree. This is that tacky glue spray. I sprayed the wires, threw a bunch of stuff on there, and I just do it over and over and over again. That's all you do until it gets fluffy enough that, you know, you're content. And I'm sorry most of that was off camera, but it turned out great. Fantastic little tree there. Yep, we're going to set that aside. Okay, now that I've plastered it, I go back and repaint just the outside. Just painting the outside. Now it's plastered, painted, and I'll probably add some dry brushing. And then it'll be ready for sitting in the resin. Now we're going to dry brush the bottom of our water area. And honestly, I don't know if it's the ocean. It could be the ocean. But I live in Montana, and we don't have any oceans around here. So it's most likely like a lake with a cliff. All right? It's a lake. That's how it works. Now, we are going to do some grass. This is that magnetic stuff. Yeah, I suck at it. And yeah, it's annoying. I don't like doing it. I always get shocked. But it's great because it ends up looking amazing, but it sucks to do. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe mine is just really cheap. Static grass, that's what it's called. Anyways, I added some darker colors to kind of make it look more natural. Look, I cut out the holy thingy for the battery pack because guess what? You know, there's lights in the house, so I gotta have a battery thingy. And then I was really smart, and I sent a piece of, that through. See? You can see what I'm doing, right? And then I taped the wire onto that, so I didn't have to try and pull that wire. I know. I'm brilliant, right? So smart. Yep. Now, look at that. Perfect. Yay. Hey, look. Mine came with a battery. I struggled for like 5 minutes getting that battery in. I just decided not to show you. Now we're going to screw that top on. We're going to shove it in the hole. Look how perfect that fits. Oh, we're going to do some soldering, y'all. I know how to solder. Yep. Just don't look too closely. And then those little helpy hand things, I can't do it without that. Especially when you're soldering in weird positions like this, you can't do it without the helpy hand thing. Nope. And I'm doing 3 together. So, because there's 2 different lights. So you got 3 reds, you got 3 blacks. And it's like a whole process. And then I'm actually using black electric tape. Yeah, to wrap it. Look how professional it seems. I don't know, I thought it turned out pretty good. Yep, got that all wired up. We didn't show you all the soldering on the black one, but it happened. Now we're taping it. Yay! Look at that. We're going to show you. Look, lights work. You can't really see the lights on the top because there's a lot of wood covering that window, but the lights work. Yay! Now we're going to glue that crap down. Yep. Glue it down. Oh, it looks good on its hill. Doesn't it look good? Aww. I love it when a plan comes together. Oh, so we can't just have them sitting on top of the ground, so we're going to add more dirt. Yeah, we're going to more glue, more dirt, more glue, more dirt. Make it look natural. All the way around. We can't have that crack under the foundation. It's got to be realistic. Yes. And we did that all the way around. All the way around. Yeah. So those poles can't be floating. And you know what? Most of those poles were actually the right size. I was impressed. Like, there wasn't one off the ground. Yeah. Anyways. Looks good. Yep. Look at that. Oh, we're going to add some different size dirt. Oh, yeah. Some more dirt. Just a little bit more dirt. Yep. It's looking dirty. Oh, and yes. So this is where I'm going to park the car. So I'm going to put a bunch of dirt there. And then I'm going to put a bunch of glue there. I shove that little Land Rover in there. Yep. And then I'm going to make it look like those tires are buried in mud. It's been there for a while. Oh, yeah, and we're going to add some grass to the back. That looks good. Oh, and then we're going to add bushes. Gotta have bushes. Adds a little variety to the landscape, doesn't it? Don't you think? Yep. Who doesn't like variety? Yeah. Looks good. Oh, and we're going to add... This is moss. My daughter insisted on buying a bag of moss from Hobby Lobby. If you knew my daughter, you would understand. She likes stuff like that. A bag of moss. She just wanted to buy a bag of moss. Why not? So it works great in the diorama, especially, for the water area. It looks like seaweed and stuff. Oh, we're gluing acrylic sheets on. We're getting close to pouring. Okay. Gluing some acrylic sheets on with some hot glue and some acrylic sheets, which I'm moving up in the world because I don't think I've ever used acrylic sheets before. I bought them off of Amazon. I see other YouTubers do it, and it just looks very professional. So, resin time. All right, so we've got some Dr. Crafty resin. We got the resin in one cup and the hardener in the other cup. And then, see, I pour them, make sure it's like exact because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. And then I use some Liquitex paint, and I tint the resin first, and then I stir it up real good. And once I have the desired color, I pour in the hardener, and I mix it up some more, and then I mix it in some more, and then I keep mixing it for a while till I can't stand mixing it anymore. Which I don't show you. You're welcome. And now we're going to pour it. Yep. We're going to pour it in there. And I have to do my resin pours in a couple of pours. And honestly, I should not have done such a large pour right off the bat. I should have done a very, very thin pour. Because I know better. I know better. It always bubbles up. If you do a really thin one first and then go big, this is what happens. Now, the only reason the acrylic sheets have bent is because I got a little overzealous with the heat gun, okay? I was trying to pop bubbles, and I didn't realize that the acrylic was bending. But lucky for us, we can cover a lot of them bubbles with the boat. See? I knew that boat was going to come in handy. Now, because we got to be able to tie the boat to the dock, we got to put this little thingy there, and then we got to... remember that piece of thing that I stole from my daughter? I'm going to tie it off to the boat, and then I'm going to tie it off to the tie-off thing. I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to wrap it and glue it to the dock so that it looks natural. Piled up on the dock. And then we're going to pour more resin. And, we're going to pour more resin in. This is the last pour. So this is going to be, the boat's in the water now, yo. Oh, we're already peeling it back. Don't worry, I waited 24 hours. Okay, now we're going to peel back that acrylic. And look how beautiful that edge is. See? That's why you use acrylic. Because you get that nice, clean, beautiful edge on the resin. Look how gorgeous that is. And then you just got to trim that little lip off. Although... you don't really need to. You could leave it there. I don't think anybody would ever know. Bus does it, so I figured I'd do it too. So, look at that. It looks really good. Oh, I'm happy with it. Even with the bubbles underneath. Just, it kind of works. It just works. Okay. Now we're going to add some Mod Podge. Some glossy Mod Podge to make it look like water. Okay. So it looks like the water's moving on. I mean, it doesn't look like it's moving, but it just looks like it's got ripples. You'll see. It dries clear. Trust me on this. It's amazing. Okay. Moving on. Oh, this is garbage. This is, okay, firecrackers. You know, those little firecrackers, they pop and all that confetti comes out. I think that's what that was, but I'm not sure. But I decided I was going to use it for multiple things. Number one, that little piece looked like a great chimney. Yes, I love it when a piece of garbage fits perfectly into a build. And that piece, that's going to be my water tower, y'all. It's going to look great. But I don't want that hole there. So I'm going to put some glue in there. And then I'm going to take this little piece of wood. Stick it on the bottom. Yep. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And then I'm going to take some spackling compound. Yeah. Eventually. Yep. There it is. Spackling compound. And I'm just going to like fill it. Because I want it to be kind of smooth on top. I don't want there to be an obvious hole on the top. Because I don't know why. I feel like that would ruin it. So now we're going to just like drill this little hand hole there. And then we're going to take this wire that I found randomly. I hope it wasn't important. And then I'm going to stick it into that. And then it looks like a tube coming out. And now, platforms, y'all. Those things are platforms. That's what they are. We're building another platform to go up on top of the shelter that will hold my water tank. And the other platform will hold the satellite and the antenna. But this platform will hold the water. I'm so proud that I thought of the word platform. Look at that. Looks great. We put some character-y planks on there. Now we got to glue at least 2 legs to one side. At least 2 legs. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to glue 2 legs, 2 metal legs. And I think I only show you one. Indeed. Yep. Oh. Okay. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Insta. Yes. Done. Okay, there's actually 2 legs. I just didn't show you that part. Oh, this is the time we're going to cut up that really long ladder. Remember? Yep. We're going to cut it up. We're going to make 3 ladders out of 1. Because I am smart. And it worked way better this way. You'll see. We had to make sure that the little dudes had a way to get up to the platforms. So these ladders are going to get them to my nose is stuck again. I'm going to sand that. Just watch me sand. I'll be back. What did I miss? Oh, we're painting again. Fantastic. We're painting the platform. We painted the little chimney. And of course, you know, we're painting it all black. Now we're gonna paint the water. What did I call it before? It's a water container. Whatever. Yeah. We're painting that. We're even painting the little wire area, even though it was already black, because we just need to. Now we're gonna dry brush everything. We're gonna dry brush it all. Yep. Dry brush. Dry brush. Yep. And we're gonna add some rust because it's metal. You can't have something that's metal without the rust because it's post-apocalyptic. Don't know why everybody died, but that's how it's gonna be. Yep, it looks good. Looks fancy. We're going to do the same thing to our water container. Yep, looks good. Yes. Now what? Ooh, it's time to put it up there. See? Look at the big platform. Yep, we're going to stick that down. Make sure it's on there properly. Yep. And then we're going to zoom in so you can see close up when I put the antenna in. Yep, looks good. Now our little satellite thing. Radar. Yep, that's on. Now we gotta put the chimney. The chimney's gotta be on there. See what a perfect chimney. I mean, really. And then, yep, we gotta do our platform number 2 for the water. Yep. And we're going to just stick that. Yep. Just like that. Okay. You're going to have to hold it there for a while, though, because it doesn't want to dry. So we're holding that, and we're still placing things like ladders. Look at that. See, there's one ladder. Oh, we're going to put our tree in. I don't think... Yep, we're going to put our tree in. Looks great. Yep. Straighten it out. Looks good. All right. Yep. We put the other ladder up top by the water tower thing. Yeah. Now, oh, hey, look. It's firewood, right? I made that off camera, as well as that little tiny axe. I made it off camera, but it took entirely too long, and so I had to edit that part out. I apologize, but it turned out really great. Now we're gonna place all of our little details now. Wow, we're that close. Yes. So we got, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is like one of my favorite parts, when you get to put all of the pieces of the puzzle together so that you get to see the full picture. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's just so satisfying. So satisfying. So we're gluing everything down, finding its forever home. See that box right there? I got the stuff hanging out of it. Yeah. It's just cool little details like that kind of just make things. I like it. I like it. Oh, and then our metal box. We're going to stick that down. Then we got another box with a lid. Right? Yes. And then we got another box with stuff coming out. I mean, use your imagination. Yes. Yep. Looks great. Loving it. Oh, and hey, we got to put the rest of our pallets down. Yep, we just wanted them kind of like randomly stacked down by the water. Because, you know, I bet, like, I don't know why they would be by the water, but they're going to be by the water, okay? There's no reason for it. Now we got this little ladder thing to connect our 2 layers of docking. Yeah. And then we got like a box of stuff. We got to have a couple barrels down there. Like fuel, even though we don't have a motor, so that doesn't make sense. I don't know what's in the barrels, okay? But they're important. People time. Yeah. Oh, he's a little top heavy. We're going to put our big guy in first. Big guy. Stand up. Yep, there he is. All right, we're going to put this guy in the boat. I don't know why. He just looked like a boating type. And then we're going to put our ladies up. Our ladies are up standing on the 75% wraparound porch watching. And then we're painting the sides, y'all. This is it. This is like the end. So I'm going to like stop talking. Like, right? Almost there in just a second. Like, right? Enjoy. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to talk through this. Because you want to know why? So somebody told me that I needed to get one of those spinny plate things. Like the dessert spinny plate things. Yeah, totally bought one from Walmart for like $5. And now I can spin. Look at me spinning. Very slowly spinning. The only thing I couldn't figure out was like when I watch other YouTubers spin their stuff, you don't see their hands. Like, how are they spinning it? Do they buy like special remote operated spinners? Or are they just like me and they're trying to figure out ways of editing their hands out so that people think it's spinning on its own? Because it's magical, and I need to paint it black because that white really sticks out like a sore thumb. It looks great, guys. I'm sorry. The build, not the plate. The build looks great. Look at it. Beautiful. All together now. Loving it. Guys, wow. Yeah, just in case you missed the little stuff, like the Land Rover that's now buried in a hole underneath the porch where it should be. And then we got all the little stuff on top. Like, I just wanted to kind of throw some pictures in there so you can zoom in on that stuff, see all the little tiny details up close and personal. And there it is. All of it. Oh, hey, look, there's lights. And there's my stack of firewood. See? Lights, stack of firewood. It's amazing. I'm happy. Probably my favorite build. And if you guys made it all the way through this, I'm impressed, especially with my cold rambling. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I love you all. And keep watching, keep subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.